For my last video, a lot of people were mentioning in the comments about my journey from Andromeda to Earth using the space engine. I didn't show any of the velocities, the speeds, acceleration, or any of the information. It was pretty much just a visual journey. So somebody's mentioned about the basic displays that I use in this. So this one here, the spacecraft manager, I won't be bothering with that at all. I mean, that baffles me, and it doesn't seem to be what I want, so I haven't really explored that. But this is the space engine, the basics of what I know, and I'm no expert. This here is your main menu. It's equivalent to pressing escape. Gives you your pause button. Same if I press escape button. This here is information. They usually highlight information about what we're looking at. We're on Earth in my hometown, so it tells us about planet Earth. And you can have two lots of interface on this. You can have a brief interface, which is that, and an interface full, which whenever you move in or anything, by year where this interface full popped up will show you relevant speeds or times, etc. The wiki is basically whenever you're on a planet or whatever planet you're focused on. I'll show you about focusing in a bit. You go to the wiki and it will show you what's available for information regarding the composition of whatever object you're looking at. In this case, Earth. This here is a universe map. It's basically the whole universe, right from the solar system, and we can zoom right out into the Milky Way and our solar system and into Earth, which is here. We've also got the solar system chart, which basically shows you the size of the planets relative to each other. So you could see like the Earth is so much smaller than the Sun, but it's not relative to distance. This is just relative to size. If it is relative to distance, we'd be zoomed out that far, we wouldn't be able to necessarily see Earth at all. Minimum diameter. So like shows you there the diameters. I'm not sure what it does, but lighting angle, which way you want the sun to be shining on it from. I always like to have it so it's pointing towards the sun, so it gives it that real look. We can arrange it in order of size, in order of mass, in order of density, in order of temperature. Yeah, we can show stars, get rid of the planets. So we then just got like dwarf planets, moons, so many things in our orbits, isn't there? Get rid of asteroids, sorry, get rid of giant miners, and basically you could switch different things on and off there as I'm showing you. We'll close that. Next in the option is the star browser. I can't tell you much about this. I haven't used it at all. Event Finder, I've never used it, but you could search for something, I imagine, like a solar eclipse or something, or the art eclipse. How you do that, I don't know. Let's find object, same as pressing F3. If I wanted to look for Beetlejuice, we can press go to and we'll fire directly to Beetlejuice really quick. We go back and look for Earth again. You can just press OK, and then we click this bit, sorry, this one here, selection pointer. Actually, I'll keep going through this first. So that's your search where you find things. I don't bother with the spacecraft manager. The journey log, see all the different journeys I've done in the past. Tells you like how many hours it takes, etc, etc, etc. Locations, my favorite locations, like when I load this up, this will basically take me to the start of my journey that I filmed from Andromeda to Earth. So this should look familiar to people who've seen this video before. Here we are in this Andromeda galaxy. These are basically saved locations. If I went to the Andromeda galaxy like now, oh, too far. Oh, I seem to have lost it somewhat. Slow down a bit. Right, you can see in the bottom left, the speed jumping up and down. It says 89.86. That's how fast I will travel when I press the forward key on this. So I'm going to have to go find Andromeda again because I was going too fast and lost it. So let's look for Andromeda. Go to, there it is. Right, back to where I was. Search function. We look for Earth. Now we press OK. Selection pointer should point to Earth when we're following it. We can't see it because it's around the other side of the Andromeda galaxy. We'll get there in a moment. High resolution screenshot. You press that and you can select how high a resolution you want the screenshot to be, how big you want the file to be, what format you want it to be in. Basically that's as maximum as it can go. And then you can see it doing all that in each individual piece. And that's been saved as mosaic 00, which if I look at in my paint program, I find it's quite a big file. Zoom in a fair way. So that's what the camera button does. That's also the same, I believe, if you press Shift and F12. No, that's the music player. F12 on its own just takes a screenshot. Control and F12. No. Alt and F12. Just click it down there. Or there. It's the same thing. That just takes a direct screenshot. This one takes high resolution. Display, where you can set display things. Your general settings, English, what color you want this interface to be. So you can have it in red, or you can have it in Celestial Legacy, or whichever you want. Interface scaling, basically this will change the size of all the writing and all these, so they're basically big square boxes taking up the majority of view. View system DPI dots per inch, so it's basically showing 1 pixel on the screen is 1 pixel being generated as opposed to it being resized. Don't understand these. 3D menu in the background, whenever you press pause, you've got this being animated. you can just turn it into a plain old picture. Full constellation names, I'm not too sure. I think that's when you're showing labels. Auto horizon. When I'm on Earth in a certain camera mode, it will automatically change me so I'm level with the horizon. Large measurements. When I'm traveling slow, it'll come up in kilometers. When I'm traveling at medium speed, it'll come up in astronomical units or light seconds. Astronomical unit is the distance between our sun and our planet. So that is basically, it takes 8 minutes or so for the light to get from the sun to our planet. So that astronomical unit is equivalent to 8 light minutes distance. And then when we're doing large distance, we look in light years or parsec. I'm not 100% sure what a parsec is, so I can't even begin to explain. Then you've got visual style. This is where you can change sharpness, brightness, contrast, saturation, gamma, etc. Change your specific type of TV you've got. Automatic illumination, saturation. I always leave that enabled because I find if I go up towards something bright like a sun, then it darkens everything else and you can't see nothing. If you leave it on, as you get to the sun, it'll sort of dim the sun and brighten everything else, so you still get a view. It's unrealistic, but view. Bloom, glare, diffraction, they're all to do with how the lens flare affects when you're looking at bright objects. Star point style and planet points and link points, these I really don't know. Graphics, just set it up so that your machine is capable of running it. Display, I have to use windowed because when I'm on full screen my mouse will not record, so you won't be able to see where I'm pointing. Fisheye perspective, a cylindrical perspective, or a cube map perspective. I always stick to a normal perspective. These, I think if you're wearing things like 3D glasses or something like that, it's horrible. Sound, that's pretty much self-explanatory, and the shortcut keys. I don't know the majority of them. Okay, and that display will open up the settings directly to the display part of the settings. This year it opens up the same box, but you can still access different parts. If you go to general and then click settings, it will take you back to your general. That'll still take you to display. These little buttons are on every box. Turn it to that shape. When you move your mouse away, it disappears. Give you a full screen experience, but you can just put your mouse and it's there. Turn it back to a circle and it's constant. So finished explaining what I know about that bar. This one is your time bar. It works differently with this little button. Circle, it'll always stay on. Circle with a line, it'll always show the top half, which is your current speed and the speed or acceleration that you set with your mouse wheel. Or you can have it so it auto hides. This here is to reverse time. So if we can look at the clock, I've set it to current date and time, normal time speed. So on my clock down here, 2031, 13th of the 8th, 2024, it's the 13th of the 8th, 2024, 1932. So it's an hour out because it obviously hasn't taken GMT into consideration. This will decelerate time. So if you look at the seconds clicking away, 20, 21, 22. Each time you click that, it'll go away, it'll go slower. See, like 1 second now takes about 10 seconds or 20 seconds to go by. Other time you can accelerate things so that you can go back. You know, we look at the years flying by. So I'll just pause it. This one sets normal time speed, so if you've adjusted the time, slow it down, you press that and it goes back to normal, rather than slowing it down and thinking, oh, how do I get it back to normal with that? This one, if you change the time yourself, and like we want to look at the year I was born, there we are. And then we click this button and we could set current time. I'm going to go to Earth to demonstrate that again for you. If I could stop typing like I don't know what I'm doing. Right, so this is current speed and time, okay? Go away, Donald Trump. If I zoom out a bit, here now, we're following Earth, okay? If we press that, it'll put Earth in the middle, and that will track the object wherever it goes. If you look what happens when I press forward time now. Oh, excuse me. Okay, I'm gonna forward time. Start to see like a day goes by in 4 seconds. A month goes by in a few seconds. And the years are flying. If we stop following the planet, we'll just see it going around the sun, flying around us. Back to normal speed. Fast forward. This one, reverse. And this pauses it. This here increases and decreases your velocity. Use your mouse wheel to do the same. 10 meters per second. Now when I press forward, I'll be moving at 10 meters per second. And when I stop moving forward, I stop. WASD, forward, back, left, right. R and F is up and down. Q and E is to rotate. So I'm going forward at 10 meters per second. If I press this, it'll go up to 10 meters per second. And if I use my mouse wheel to do the same, we can go to different speeds. So let's turn around and look at the sun. If you look here, this is how many kilometers per second we'll do. After kilometers a second, it shows a C. Now, 1 C is equivalent to the speed of light. So if I was to start moving forward now, I'm traveling at the speed of light. It'll take approximately 8 minutes for me to get to the sun. 2 times the speed of light, it'll take me 4 minutes to get to the sun. 8 times the speed of light, it'll take me 2 minutes to get to the sun. 16 minutes per times, half the time again. So you can see how that works. We don't know what that is, so we can go up to it and have a look. Slow down as you get close. And this is how he explores. Okay, down here, these are the camera modes. We've got this one, which is free mode. Left mouse button, just grab and rotate up, down, left, right. When you press the forward button, you'll go forward at that speed. When you let go of the button, you'll stop. Go backwards, let go, you'll stop. This one is spacecraft mode. You now got a little 2 here which tells you acceleration. So every second I will gain 10 centimeters. So I held that for like 2 seconds, I got 20 centimeters. So now every second I am traveling 20 centimeters. And I can hold the acceleration, and then every second it will add another 20 centimeters. If I go up to speed of light, don't have to press any movement, but you can see our velocity is still moving because we're in spacecraft mode. If I used to turn the speed up now, as I am going to do, to 1 light year per second, every second I push that button, the accelerator, I'm basically going to be gaining 1 light year per second every second. So you can see now I'm now traveling 2 times, 3 times the speed of light, 4 times the speed, 5, 6 times the speed of light, 7, 8, 9. I let go, and because we're like in space in a rocket ship, velocity, momentum keeps us going. And then when we press backwards, we'll start decelerating at the same rate. If I increase the acceleration rate, it'll just keep accelerating, accelerating, and accelerating, and then decelerates. Anytime you want to stop moving, you can press the Z button, and that will stop you. Alternatively, you could just click free mode and then go back into your spacecraft. Now again, if I was to turn to the right, I'm now not pressing anything, but preservation of momentum, we're still going. Z stops movement forward, back, sideways, up and down. When you're turning, or indeed rotating as well, you have to use the numpad 5 to stop turning. Use the keyboard, the numpad keyboard, to do your rotations and your movements. Hold 5 and it will come to a stop more gradually. Now if we play with the numpad buttons whilst we're in this free cam mode, again, they'll just stop when you let go of the button. Aeroplane mode is, let's look towards Earth, let's look away from the sun. Airplane mode is pretty much like an airplane. As you press to go forward, you hold your speed like the space shuttle, but now you can grab with the mouse and literally fly like an aeroplane. Again, like it holds your momentum and your inertia. Press 5 to stop it. You still keep moving your velocity. Press Z to stop that. Right, so this is this section we're going to look at now. This is go to object. We're following Earth. And it's the other side there. If we press that, it'll take us to Earth in about 4 or 5 seconds. Okay. We go back to Andromeda. What's going on with my eyes? Andromeda Galaxy. Go back. 3. Search for Earth. I'm just going to press OK so I don't have to go there. And then I'm going to look in the direction of Earth. Tracking Earth. F3, Earth, OK, and follow Earth. Shift and F to follow. Center. Now with the center, anytime you look away, you can press center and it will look at whatever you are following. If you're pressing tracking, you can't look away from Earth, but you can move and rotate and go forward and backwards, but you will always be pointing to Earth. So we set this up so we're basically going to be going through that galaxy to get to Earth. This is your different exposures. So automatically adjust your exposure, as I was explaining earlier. You can do manual, where you can adjust the brightness of things, decrease them, or you can adjust the magnitude limits to make all of the stars and things pop out a bit better. And alternatively, you can also zoom in to your target or wherever you're looking. When it'll zoom in a surprisingly long way. But that's what happens occasionally, it crashes. So give me a moment and I'll get that back. So here we are again. Right, so we've explained that. That one is to land on object, okay? Now, with that one I showed you goes to object if you press it a single click. If you give it a quick double click, oh, I'm still following Andromeda, sorry. So F3, Earth, a single click will take you like that. What I want to do is scenes, that one. Which one was the scenes? Locations, right. So if I go back to there, because doing it this way, quicker. Right, again with this one, if I following Earth, we're looking at Earth. If I press this twice, we go there very quickly. So there's pretty much that one will do what it says. I can't rotate around the traffic planet because I'm looking at it like that. If you look at an area, you can then press land on object. And here we are on Earth. So we've covered this one, now this one. Up here, it'll show you any spacecraft in the sky. It'll put a marker on them with little writing like what you see here. But I don't have any spacecraft. That shows galaxies. Let me show you the two main things as we're on the planet. We can switch off atmospheres on the planets, and we can switch off clouds. So if we switch off clouds and atmosphere, we can literally look at the sky. And as like in real life, the longer you look at the sky, the brighter things get because we're on auto. See, it dims there. If we're on manual, I don't think it'll do it. You have to do it yourself. And if we're on HDR, brilliant for taking photos. It just shows everything all the time. High dynamic range. So this will show galaxies in the distance. There's one there. Look. If we click that off, you'll see the galaxies disappear. This big cloud is because it's our galaxy. We're looking from the middle of it. This one turns the stars on and off, which will include our sun. Whatever that is, there. Our sun is a star, so it will turn off as well. Look away from the sun. Clusters we can turn them on and off. There aren't that many out there, but we will see them. Nebula, whether they go or stay. These little purple one here, them clusters are in Nebula. We can show and hide planets. Comet tails. Don't know if they've got comets showing at the moment. Atmosphere I showed you. And if we're off the planet and we look at Earth, oh, got an aura as well. You can see the clouds and the atmosphere from above orbit. You can switch them on and off. The thing I'm going to do now is, oh, wrong way. Go look for some water. There's some. I don't know where it is, but there it is. So we've got water. I do believe this will switch water on and off. So you can basically look at a planet with water, switch the water off. Only when you get close to it, I think. Nope, there it is. The aurora, from the aurora borealis. As I showed you, you could see that. That's how you switch them on and off. Constellations. For those of you like Virgo, Cancer, and Pisces, whatever. The Orion, there's the constellations. Orbits. They're showing the orbits of our planets. If we click on this planet, so that is an asteroid, and we're looking at the orbit of the asteroid. Right, so that there, Mercury, that's Mercury's orbit around the sun. If we speed up time, well, we're looking from the perspective of Earth. So we'll unhinge ourselves from that, speed up time. We're now looking and tracking Mercury. So now we're following with Earth. We're tracking it. These are markers. I think they're just basically things that are too far away to see naturally, so it sort of increases the light on them, just to make it easier for you to click on it. That's a cold asteroid. It's orange giant, so that wouldn't be under that. No. Right, that one's just come on. Yeah, a cool asteroid. So let's go and have a look at it. There's our ugly asteroid. Up here we can tell all the information. It's an asteroid. It's 20 kilometers away from us. Its diameter is 10 kilometers. Its mass in tons, ESI, whatever that means, and all this other stuff, which pretty much beyond me, pretty much. So we know what that does. Labels, switch labels on. So if we go back to Earth, as we're looking around, there's two different types of labels you can look at. You can look at simple labels. And if we turn them off, a lot of them will disappear. So we can see there's Saturn. There's Jupiter, the Moon, Venus. So if I speed up time now, see all them planets, like, because we're going that fast, just a year lasting half a second. So that's what the labels do, and then you can have increased labels which tell you the distance away in astronomical units, although I prefer light seconds. Being set. So if we travel at the speed of light, it takes 6.5 minutes to get to Mercury, and it'll take 21.81 light minutes to get to Mars. So that's all my knowledge on these. Selection pointer tells you which planet we're focused on. So if we like click on Mars, we can look around, and it'll basically, that pointer will still be there, and it will tell you with this arrow where your pointer is. And like if you click this one, it'll look at it, and if you click this one, you'll never be able to look away from it. No matter how fast you travel or what you do, you will always be looking at Mars. So that basically just shows you your marker. This one is a weird one. I'm not too sure what it does, but it just lets you look around as normal, and with your right hand it sort of pans around, same, but it doesn't have the bright lights. So I don't know what that really does, but click on that. Oh, that's what it does. Yeah, okay. While you're moving, it actually shows you your vector, so that if you're flying in ship mode, you're moving, you can see where you're heading. So it's like, even though I'm looking that way, my velocity is still heading to that. So as long as I'm accelerating forward and I change my course, I can get that dot to land on something. This blue star to the right, for example. This is why I don't like flying a spaceship so much. And there we are. Right then, the last trick I'm going to show people, sorry, planetarium, save. Press save, it'll save your current location. Tutorial, load will load your save files, which you've saved. So you can see I've been here before and I've saved this. It's supposed to be an Andromeda galaxy. What's going on? Right, so following Earth, F3, Andromeda galaxy, go to. Why aren't I seeing it then? Oh, it's in Galaxy's offlet. That's why I can't see it. So load this one. The other little trick I like to show people, and what I've been promising people on my YouTube. I mean, how long is this video so far? 13 minutes. I'm only going to make it half an hour, so we'll do Andromeda to Earth in 10 minutes. It'll give me a few minutes to show you one more thing. Now, whenever you go into your settings, you've got filter objects. These show you things in the galaxy that you can see. I have it set so I only see real things that we know absolutely exist. Procedural is the game basically estimating what could be there to sort of give us more to look at. So the procedural is artificial, but it enhances the game. I don't want to see orbits, don't want to see constellations, I don't want to see vectors. The vectors are where the arrows pointing out of the planet. Let's get rid of that. Okay, so as you're looking at your keyboard, the standard QWERTY keyboard, in the middle you've got A, S, D, F, G, H, J, K, L. Then you have, it's not an exclamation mark, is it? It's like a colon, semicolon. And next to that you've got an like an in single asterisk. Not asterisk, in comma, in, whatever they call it. Quote. If you press that, it brings up console. Only command I know is go to, and then you get your wiggly brackets, and you can say time. Now we've got 10 minutes. There's 60 seconds in a minute, so 600 seconds. An hour is 3,600 seconds, which is what I set this to get to Andromeda in an hour. So when I press start, this is going to be irrelevant because it's going to create its own acceleration and its own speed to get to Earth in 10 minutes, 600 seconds. So I'm going to press return, and then I ask just that you watch how fast we're traveling. And up here is the distance to Earth, which is 2.63 million years, light years. So if we were traveling at the speed of light, it would take 2.63 million years to get here. So it's basically, as we're looking at the Andromeda galaxy from a telescope, we're looking at it as it was 2.63 million years ago, because it's taken 2.63 million years for the light to get from that galaxy to here. So we're looking back in history. Anyway, I'll press enter and it'll start. Very slow to start with, but this is in real time. 10 minutes Andromeda to Earth, going through Andromeda galaxy. Up the top here is how far it is. Oh, that's what this button does. Shows you where we're going and how fast we are. That highlights the planet, and this tells us how long it's going to take to get there. So currently we're doing 200 times the speed, 300, 400, 500, 600, and it's increasing. Our acceleration is increasing. We're still 2.63 million light years away. So I'm going to shut up now, and I shall let you all have a look. We are approaching half a light year. Every second we're now doing more than 1 light year. Every second we're doing 1 light year. Every half a second we're traveling the same distance that light does in 1 year. So that is how many light years we're traveling per second. We still haven't reached this first galaxy. bear in mind that if we as humans were in this spaceship that was doing this journey and this acceleration, we would only be about half a micron tall in respect of the back wall, because this kind of acceleration would, it would just destroy us totally. We could not pick up speed this quick and stay in one piece. Even if we were like put in a solid block of resin, the resin would just destroy and be flat with this acceleration as well. I'm not sure. I think we can only accelerate constantly at about 3G. Any more than that, and like we can only take it for a certain amount of time. So the reality is, there is nobody alive, even like an elephant that lives for 100 years or an oak tree that lives for 1,000. They couldn't live long enough to travel to the Andromeda galaxy because we just couldn't accelerate quick enough to get there. Excuse that OBS thing popping up. It's just I'm not going to pause the recording for me to check that it's muting or not. Now coming up to our galaxy. Now I'm going to stay quiet until we get to it. Our distance to Earth slowing down as we start approaching. Less than 2 minutes to go. One minute to landing. Clear the launch pad. Oh, clear the landing pad. Are we gonna have another crash? We think so. Nope, we've actually got there. Nope, we've crashed. We haven't. Still moving. Oh, for some reason I can't move now. But anyway, the only issue with using this go to command, once you start the journey, you can't stop it short of pausing and exiting or loading another game. Once you start this, it has to complete its journey. It won't let you wander off course short of reloading the game. Now, the other thing I've noticed on here, there is another option as well. I'm just going to do a quick Google. This is what I found out on spaceengine.org. I just types in go to time, how many seconds, and I closes the brackets. But it's got one distance. I've never played with it. Let's go and have a look. So let's change time just literally to 15 seconds, and we'll have distance at 1000. I don't know what that will do. Okay, let's try the same thing again, but this time just one distance. Distance to Earth 2.3 light years. Go to on. Let's get Andromeda on here first. Click OK, make sure we're looking at and following. Console, go to do 20 seconds. Dist 0.1, 0.01. I don't know what that will do. We'll find out in 20 seconds. Then going back now to the Andromeda galaxy, but I'll put an astronomically high number in. Ah, it affects the distance you are from the planet. If I go back to Andromeda and I do exactly the same thing, I should stay in the same spot in theory. Right, yeah, so we're in the same spot. Distance 0.01. Oh, by the way, if you just keep pressing go to, it'll alternate between your previous and your current planet. So if I press go to again, that'll take me back to Andromeda. So let's see what difference that makes now with 0.01 rather than 9999999. Well, that didn't do anything. Let's try 4 nines. Oh, I wonder. Go to time 10 seconds. Disk 999. 4 nines. Yeah, takes us closer to the Andromeda galaxy. So we'll do that again. But this time we'll change the 9999 to 1. Okay, so this is how far from the center of the galaxy. This cluster is obviously the center of the Andromeda galaxy. But there we are, people. That's pretty much everything that I've learned just from picking up a few bits and pieces on YouTube videos and reading the spaceengine.org site, but mostly through just trial and error. If anyone does just this out, it's like LM Falcon or Challenger. We go to that. Obviously, we're looking at the water, this Challenger deep in it. Oh no, it's on the moon. International Space Station, that'll do. Okay, so there's the International Space Station. Switch to simulator. Right. Now I can build a ship. Cockpit, small craft, shuttle. We got Star Trek, Klingon, Federation, Bajoran, Star Wars, Millennium Falcon. Let's just try that build. We now got one of them, so let's build one of these. We got, so take control. So I am now in this ship. I can't look around. I can't really do anything because I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I can fire the main engines, fire the retro engines, I can fire the hover engines. I can center on the ship, ship trajectory. It's like just things I really don't understand. I struggles with a push bike. Anyway, that's all for now, people. Anyone gets this, post a video, and I would be interested. You can post a link to your video. See you later.